Okay, hey black women. I wanted to come tell you. Remember I was talking to you about the changes that's coming in 2024? Well, a few of them have already hit. New York City, Chicago, and Detroit. You guys know how this whole thing with the migrants is turning out, where our mayor was fighting to get federal funding to help house them, get them into jobs, move them upstate, spread them out through New York City where they have a place to live and a place to work. Okay, well, that finally came through. All right. And it also came through in Chicago and Detroit. So, black women, be prepared. Shit's going to get tough out here because these Hispanic people that Biden and the rest of them are influxing into America to take the jobs from lower earning black people, they're going to be making money and getting jobs that you're going to be boxed out of. So if you're in a situation now where you're really working a low level job and you fighting to make ends meet, it is really time you stop playing. Put the relationship talk and the black dudes out in the trash. Get yourself online to Google, IBM, or Corsica. Get a IT certificate under your belt. Then you take yourself to Google Jobs and you go into the Google inquiry to get an IT job with no experience or entry level and get to work. In addition to that, as you do that Corsica, IBM, or Google course, make sure you follow all of the guidelines during the teaching and the contact information, so that when it is time for you to look for an employment, you have those people that were giving you that that training help you get a job, or sign up for the IT recruitment jobs, both remotely and in office, because I told you everything is going to be down to damn near being IT based, right? So all of this stuff where you go to the store and you fill out an application and you just get a job and you good, that is about to go away forever. If you don't know how to do a resume, go to canva.com, CANVA. Pick one of those people on there, pay them the money to make you an exquisite resume. Then Google on YouTube, resume tips, interviewing skills, mock interviewing, interview questions. Get that shit on lock. Watch blogs, watch videos of people explaining to you what you're supposed to do in an interview, how to get the job. Go on Indeed.com, link up with people, ask questions, try to get somebody to give you pointers or ask for a mentor, so to speak, to get you in the door or to give you what you need. When you need further job training or employment opportunity incentives or informational tips, go to LinkedIn/training. Get some more information. This is not going to be a joke. Now that they have given the federal money for the migrants to work in New York, Chicago, and Detroit, black women in all those cities, and you know, they are all cities, but in all those cities, let me tell you something. That means that there are going to be more displaced black males on the street. And for those black women in Chicago and Detroit who do not carry firearms, you better go get a firearm. If your state determines that you need to be licensed, get licensed. We don't have to worry about that in New York City because the police is coming very fast. And if anybody steps to us, we're going to just physically hurt them and deal with the consequences. So, black women in New York City, if you do indeed want to try to purchase a licensed handgun in New York City, you're to go online, Google it. I forget the website, but it is done through the police, the NYPD. You have to apply to the police department. You got to go through all the classes. You have to pass the classes. You got to pay all those fees, pass the background check, etc. It takes like a year. They'll give you a gun, right? Before that, you could Google what weapons are legal in your state, or just walk around carrying whatever you feel you got to carry and do what you got to do and get out of there before the police come. Telling you, because it's ridiculous out here. And the more that these black dudes are going to become unemployed, impoverished, homeless, number one, because you black women must stop allowing them to come into your homes. You must stop allowing them to be around your children. Now, I posted several times. So did Pretty Black Magic. So did Black Women Wake Up. So did several other black women. A lot of the news reports that come out about the sexual assaults and the sexual violations that these black males commit against our young girls, babies, elderly, etc. Wake up to it. Stop allowing these people in your home around your children. The majority of these dudes, 99% of them, are pedophiles. It doesn't matter what age they are. That's the general term I'm giving them, because they like to sleep and fuck with children. So don't bring them in your home. Stop pen paling them and being cool with them while they're in the penitentiary. Do not tell that probation officer that this fool could come to your home when he's released. No, he can't. Let him take his homeless ass to Bellevue, if you in New York City, to the homeless men's shelter, and make it happen. He has to comply with his judge's court orders anyway, so he should not be in your house, okay? If his family don't take him in, don't you be the fool to bring him in your house, and then we reading about you on the news, watching you on the news or reading an article about your black femicide issue. Don't do it, okay? It's going to get bad out here. We're getting ready to go into full-blown winter where it's going to get colder outside. Jobs are going to become less to get. Evictions are going to be on the rise. And all these migrants are coming into these cities where black people are to take your jobs from you and to take over your ability to live and become upwardly mobile. They're doing it on purpose. Every single time poor people start to climb out of the pit of being impoverished and they start moving up a level in the stratification of society in this country, these white people in control, they throw shit in the game because their whole point is to stay in control. Once people who are impoverished, who are ignorant, they get smart, they gain money, they gain wealth, they come out of the same behaviors and mentalities that keep them stuck, and they actually start becoming more flexible and upwardly mobile in society. They get scared and they start tearing things down in society, taking your basic rights and civic abilities away from you just so they can maintain power. You can fight against that by pulling together, like I told you before. Black women stick together. If you finding it hard to make ends meet or make rent, get another black woman who's in the same situation. Y'all find a place together or move her into the place you're in. Do not bring any males into that place with you. Leave them to fend for themselves. They're on these internet pages and channels and websites tearing us down, trying to make us seem like we're the worst thing known to man, when in fact it is them. Do not condone their foolishness, their tomfuckery, foolery, and ignorance. You are much better than that, black women. Rise up to the occasion. Like, you supposed to be out here trying to get as educated and as equipped as you can. If that means you got to go back to school for a degree, do it. If that means you got to sit down in front of the computer on your phone or iPad for 9 to 12 months to get a certificate so that you could go from $20,000 to 50 to 60 to 70, get up and do it. I told you, I'm still doing 2 programs with Google. The UX design, I'm being very slow about it, but I'm doing it. And now I just started the data analysis. Do whatever you got to do so that you fund yourself with all types of arsenal to work in life in many different areas. So that if you're going for one job and you can't get it, you could get another one. That's how you got to be out here, because the Biden administration is bringing these people up in here to take your jobs and to take your place. When you think about it, it's really not that serious, but it's going to be serious to those that don't take it serious. Because if you are working and you're constantly staying on your grind and you're constantly improving your employment skills, you're going to be fine. If you're constantly stacking your money, worrying about finances, dealing with high yield savings accounts, and you're looking into how to start investing, and you're investing using apps like Acorn and SoFi, SOFI.com, which is very user friendly, you start to save your money, you start to understand how money works. Listen, you need to be doing all of that. And even if you don't have the stomach for all of that right now, the old-fashioned way of putting money under the mattress or stashing it away in a house somewhere and watching it grow is a great way to start. What I'm basically trying to tell you is be focused on yourself. Do not focus on these dudes, because shit is going to get hard out here. I told y'all, soon as January drops, they're going to start all these changes that you don't know anything about. You see how earlier when I did that video, it told New York women about that discount that was given to migrants only? I had no fucking idea that shit existed. And if it wasn't for the kind-heartedness of the Hispanic women I was talking to, I would have never fucking knew. That is not posted anywhere in my neighborhood. When my representatives sent out their newsletters, they didn't mention that shit. They didn't mention that shit at all. Because they don't want black people to catch any breaks and to be able to pocket any change. Y'all better start doing that too. For the women in New York City, the black women who heard my messages and are going to do it, when you go online and you get that ID, NYC, whatever money you save, okay, from that purchase in Food Bazaar, you save that shit. Put it in a piggy bank, put it in an account, you save it. Every time you spend money, you take the change and you save it. Change you got around your house, put that shit in a bag or bottle, something, let it build up. Then you go to the bank with these old-fashioned things right here. I still do it to this day. Pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters. Did I mean it? Pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters. Okay. Right here, right? All of them. I fold that shit up, take it to my bank, and deposit that into my account. One time I did that with one of the piggy banks I have over here with just loose change floating around the house. Even when I clean up, I find a nickel, a dime under the couch in the corner. I sweep under the dresser. I put that shit in the bank. I got $43 out of one of those bottles one day. I'm trying to tell you, little bit of shit adds up. Another thing, when you women are out here investing, invest in whatever you want to, but make sure you do 1 or 2 stocks in dividend stocks. Stocks where they guarantee you a return, even if it's 15 fucking cents. You get a stock that's going to give you back some money, okay? In addition to that, when you do these high yield saving accounts, bank accounts, when you put your money in it, some of them have a minimum of $1,000. You put your money in there, you leave it in there for a year, add a few dollars every month to it to show that you're trying to save. By the end of that year, they will hit you with the highest interest percentage that they give. I saw the other day, mysavingsdirect.com, they were offering a high yield savings account with 5 whole percent for people who started an account. That is a good amount of money at the end of the year, especially if you keep that $1,000 in there and you hit it off every 1 month with maybe anywhere from $250 to $500 a month. At the end of that year, I'm guaranteeing you at least another 5 to 100. But did I say 100? I'm going backwards. I'm being retarded. Another $100 to $500 for that one account. Now, if you had thousands in that account, you could be talking about getting back $1,000 to $4,000 at the end of the year. It all depends on how much money you put in, have in the account, and how much interest you get at the end of the year. All of this is the shit y'all should be out here learning. Now, I don't remember what video it was, but I had put up a video a long time ago about a website teaching women about money management, not necessarily investing in specific finances, but just money management, like how to save, how to penny pinch, how to do this, how to do that. You guys need to be Googling that shit, because I don't know where that video is. I think it went down with the first channel. So look into that stuff. I'm telling you guys, be more constructive with your time. Now, I'm not trying to chastise you, but I'm seriously urging you, Please stop fucking around on here on these YouTube streets with all this nonsense. I want you to be focused and I want you to be prepared because they are about to fuck with you in January. How it goes every January to like January, February, March, April to May. From January to May is the hardest fucking time in New York or in America because it's winter time. So everywhere you live, they're going to be hitting you with everything that costs money. Water bill, light bill, rent, increase, this, that, and the other. Prepare for it. And if you could get another person where y'all could share that rent and be able to put more money into your account to save, that's what you do. If you got to get a part-time job online like me, do that shit. If you sit down and say, fuck that, I don't want to do that, watch people's kids and make them pay you. Pay you up front. Watch the kids. Put that shit in your savings account. You're going to have to start doing things like that again. Because I'm telling you, it is getting crazy out here. And as these black males are more unemployed and more homeless, they're going to be trying to get into every black woman's home they can find. And they're going to become more violent. So get your guns. Get your registered and licensed guns. Get your weapons. Be ready. And do not hesitate to fucking use it if you got it. Because their intention is to use you or fucking hurt you or kill you. So be real clear about that shit. Listen, there has been so many ridiculous fucking videos so far on YouTube about black femicide. It is driving me crazy. Why black women just will not accept the fact that black males are literally your enemy, and they are physically showing you that by killing you every day in America, every 4 to 5 hours, by black femicide and child homicide. What the fuck are y'all doing out there? There's not that much black love and love for a motherfucker in the world. Love yourself first. And for all my black women who are thinking about leaving America and you want to go where you got to go, 2 things I want to tell you that's very important. You still got to pay taxes every year to America, whether you fucking live here or not. When you live in certain countries and if you make a certain amount of money, sometimes you don't have to like file taxes and pay it, but you got to declare the money, right? So make sure you check with the IRS in whatever country you go to, and make sure you go to this website to find out everything you need to know about the particular country you want to live in and your obligation to America, which is www.travel.state.gov. You hear me? Travel.state.gov and IRS.gov. You go on travel.state.gov to find out your obligations to America. Because what I've been noticing is that all these people yelling and screaming about, oh, expatriate, leave America. Yes, you can do that. But they're never talking realistic stuff. Like, and a lot of those women are really highly paid black women who could live remotely all over the world. Don't worry about money. But for the motherfucker that gets up with a few $100s in their pocket, they're going to have some problems wherever they land. It's a rule of thumb, no matter where you are in life. You have to have 6 months to a year of rent money to survive any relocation you go to, unless it is an extreme emergency. In the case of relocation due to domestic violence. When you got to do that, remember I told you guys, there is the 1-800 National Domestic Violence Hotline. You got to Google it because I gave it to you before and I don't know it now off the top of my head. And there is also finability.org. F-I-N for financial ability. Finability.org. Those are the women that work with domestic violence that will send you the credit card, the secret credit card, to get the fuck out of Dodge. But you still have to comply with their rules and regulations, okay? So black women, you got it. Stop playing around. Get up and get busy with the changes you got to make in your life. The first change you make is safety. That's the first one. If you got somebody in your shit that is crazy, if you got to leave your shit in the middle of the night, the early morning, the afternoon, and never fucking come back and leave everything there, only thing you need to take is all of your important documents, and you should always have copies of your documents in case a slick motherfucker think they're going to try to trick bag you or try to trap you. Have copies of your documents, all right? Or have your original stash and leave the copies out where if people think they're going to hold them, be my guest, bitch. Right? Okay. Have that. Have like a go bag. If you got medication and shit like that that you need to take, or your kids, make sure you have ample amount to take and have in case you got to run, go hide, go to another state, go somewhere else nobody knows you're going, to restart your life. These are the things you got to think about. These are the things you got to do. And when you are leaving and going places for safety, if you know you got a big mouth fucking person in your family, that is the person you do not tell your business to. Okay? And if it is really crazy, you go where you're going first. And then you call back and let your mother or whoever's close to you know, this is the state I'm in. No address, no real location. I'm just here. And if you want to make up a state, do that shit too. But let them know you're alive. Let them know I had to get out, and give the reason. Give the reason, because sometimes people record telephone calls. So if they're recording it, do all of those things so that it works in your favor if you ever have to go before a judge of any kind, whether it be a family court judge, criminal court judge, any kind of judge. Say what the reason is. I had to leave without notice because of the domestic violence I was experiencing. I was fearing for my life, so I left. I am calling to let you know I am in a safe place now. Okay? However, I cannot give you my exact address, my whereabouts, or have too much phone contact with you because I do not want to be located. It's that simple. All right? It lets people know, because these motherfuckers, they do all types of bullshit. When you take off, they run the court and they play fucking court games like, oh, she kidnapped my child, and oh, she left without me knowing. So to avoid all that, you can't stop motherfuckers from doing what they're going to do, but you could counterplay their ass like a motherfucker, okay? So when you do that, you also, wherever you hit land at, you go right to the domestic violence office, officer court, whatever, Safe Horizons, whatever domestic violence organization you have there, and you contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Let them know where you are, ask for more resources, and get that shit documented from here to Kingdom Come, so that if ever they put anything out for you, you got so many things documented for why you had to do what you had to do. You're in good standing. Just know that, okay? All right. The rest of the tricks, the National Domestic Hotline people will tell you, teach you, and show you. And they will also relocate you from places to places. The last thing I want to say before I get off this video is, black women, whenever you come to New York City to go through the homeless process at PATH, if you have a family, PATH is for families. If you are single, call 311 to find the single women's shelters first. They have them in every borough, but call to find out where you're supposed to go if you don't have any children. For the women, well, I lost my train of thought and shit. Oh, for the women who come to PATH with their children who are homeless, make sure that when you're doing your intake, you tell them, I have a domestic violence history. I need to go for an interview with the NOVA program. NOVA, Nova, like a supernova in the sky. That's it. So when you go to the homeless shelter PATH in the Bronx, I'm going to give you the address again. I miss that place so dearly. It is in the Bronx. It is 151 East 151st Street. 151 East 151 Street in the Bronx. You take the number 4 or 5 train to 149th Street stop. You get out, you go all the way upstairs. When you get on, that's going to be Grand Concourse. When you're on the Grand Concourse, you're going to see where those, okay. If you come up, either way you come up, you're going to usually see the college. I think Hostos College is over there, right? Hostos is on the left, the same side as McDonald's. You'll see Hostos first. A block up, you're going to see McDonald's. Then you're going to see a small street And behind McDonald's is a school for academy for boys, right? And you see a little small street, and then on the corner, a gas station. That's the block you walk straight down. You walk down a block and a half, and the path is a big brown rectangular building. It looks like a triangle. You go in that building, you're gonna the security guards are gonna stop you right away because they don't play shit in that building. They got real police in that shit, real housing, real homeless. The what do they call them? That DHS, Department of Homeless Services police in there, and they have security, like regular security people in there. So when you walk in that door, they're gonna stop you, they're gonna search you, they're gonna make sure you're not crazy, no have no guns, no knives, none of that shit. So be warned, okay? And then they're gonna deal with you. You go to the intake window, do your basic interview, and let them know, I have domestic violence history. I would like to have an interview with the NOVA, N-O-V-A, NOVA program. Once you do that, the way it normally goes is they'll put you through the beginning process of regular homelessness, and then you wait for your phone call or your interview date with NOVA. Once NOVA accepts you, then you get taken out of the regular homeless program and you go into the domestic violence program. Totally different placement, totally different vibe, environment, all of that. So that's for you black women to know. All right? Be well, be safe. Be on your fucking P's and Q's. Chicago black women, Detroit black women. You know those ignorant motherfuckers out there trigger happy? They're going to be more impoverished than before. They're going to have no job access worse than it was before. And they're going to be more homeless than before. I keep hitting on that to bring it home. Do not bring those motherfuckers in your house. Leave them to their own devices because you are the wicked black women those motherfuckers proclaim they hate, right? So let them keep their hating ass outside in the gutter and in the street. You work on you and other women who want to help and be with you. And y'all work together to raise those kids up right and raise yourselves up into a beautiful, wonderful fucking life, right? I had to throw that in there. It's Christmas time. You ever seen that movie, It's a Wonderful Life? It's really good. But it was corny, but it's good at the end. But anyway, listen, that's what you want to do. All right? Good night. Be well. As soon as I hear some more intriguing bullshit, I'll be back. The reason I came to tell you about that is because it is an executive order that the mayor of New York did last night, the mayor of Chicago did the other day, and the mayor of Detroit did as well. So they're not playing because these are all the places where they're sending these migrants to. So black women, battle down and get ready because it's going to be a hard fucking winter because they're going to funnel all those people, flood all those people into your city. They're going to give them jobs and they're going to give them places to live while they're going to start evicting you and telling you you are not qualified. So gear the fuck up. Stop playing on here with bullshit with Shira 7 and that fucking Princella. Don't stop that bullshit. Get on YouTube and learn things that you need to expand this brain of yours so you can be smarter tomorrow than you are today. Get your money up, bring a higher take-home pay, and be able to be all right. Sustain yourself by yourself, okay? Because this shit is about to get serious out here. And y'all can laugh and play all you want, but when y'all out there fucking struggling, you're going to see it ain't no joke, right? All right, so listen. Please, take what I'm saying to you seriously. That's 3 cities. 3 consecutive cities within one day to do the same fucking thing. That ain't no coincidence, okay? Get ready, because they coming for you. They know you house these motherfuckers. So they're going to try to throw you out to keep them out of the communities. So stop bringing them pieces of shit in your house. Later.